is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Kinsler.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
It is getaway day in Baltimore today. The temps are cool, but the sun is shining, and the Tigers are hoping to skip town with at least a victory. Welcome to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Final game of the series featuring the Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen. Glad to have you with us for the series finale today. And Ron, it's just hard to imagine a lineup with this much talent just has not been able to get it going. The Tigers desperately need a victory today.
Well, I was encouraged when I came to the ballpark today because I heard some music in the clubhouse, and we really have not heard much music down there. But the guys were loose. The guys know what they need to do. It's not going to be easy for them today. Kevin Gausman, the starter for the Baltimore Orioles, he's simply outstanding. They're going to have their work cut out for them.
All right, now if the Tigers are to win today, they'll have to beat an Orioles team, Rob, that has now won 7 consecutive games. This team is on a roll. We've seen just about everything from them, especially some power.
As a matter of fact, it's the second time this year they've ran off 7 games in a row. They also did it to start the season, and they're kind of getting it done the same way. Their run differential is plus 29. Their batting average is way up, and we're talking about guys that historically don't hit for average. They hit for power. 18 homers. The starters' ERA is shade over 3, and then you take a look at that bullpen. Once they get to the 7th, in the 8th, in the 9th inning, it is just simply locked down. This team right now, under their skipper, Buck Showalter, is playing some tremendous baseball. Not a lot of offense, but enough offense to win a lot of games, and they've got a really good baseball team.
All right, Tigers today will be leaning on Michael Fulmer, the rookie, making just his 4th Major League start. Fulmer has shown signs this year. Your impressions of his start?
Well, he's got great stuff, but his fastball command is going to be imperative today. One of the things he's going to have to do is first pitch strikes. Once he gets ahead with the first pitch strikes, his stuff is good enough that he can put you away. You see the 16 strikeouts in the 15 innings pitched so far. 54% of the balls put on play are on the ground, which also tells me he's keeping the ball down. He's going to have to keep these guys off balance. He's going to have to use his breaking ball. He's going to have to use his changeup. He's going to have to pitch inside very aggressively, and he's also going to have to change some eye levels upstairs if he's going to keep these guys in the ballpark. But he definitely has the stuff to do so, Mario.
All right, series finale coming up. Right now, we send you back to the Call Sam Studios and Johnny Kane. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. Back here in Baltimore, where the Tigers wrap up this road trip and this 4-game series here against the Orioles at Camden Yards in Baltimore today. Here's the Tigers starting lineup for this one, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. For Brad Ausmus today, it's Kinsler, Martinez, and Cabrera at the top of the lineup. Victor Martinez, the DH, Nick Castellanos at third base. Justin Upton is out in center field, and a bottom three of Moya, McCann. Mike Aviles is playing short in this one this afternoon, and they are facing the right-hander Kevin Gausman.
It will not be long before Kevin Gausman is the ace, the #1 of this staff. His fastball gets up to the upper 90s. He tops out at 98 miles an hour. He also has a slider, and he's come up with a split-finger fastball, which has been devastating to left-handed batters. He is holding them to a batting average that's under 100. Let's take a look at the Baltimore Orioles starting defense. It is brought to you by Tim Hortons. Reimold gets the first start of the series in left field today. Jones and Rickard in the outfield with him. Machado, Scope, they're up the middle. Pedro Alvarez is at third. Chris Davis at first. And Joseph is the catcher this afternoon.
Sunshiny day here this afternoon. However, it is a little bit crisp. The temperature in the 50s here at game time this afternoon.
They said it was chilly this morning in the Motor City as well.
Yeah, a little snow flurry action there. Ian Kinsler is getting things started. Tigers have lost 4 straight. The Orioles have won 7 straight. Ian 4 for 11. He has scored 3 times in the series.
Gausman will throw a lot of fastballs, and it will be in the mid-90s. His average fastball is 96 miles an hour.
First pitch of the ball game is a strike called on the outer edge. Gausman, 25 years old, out of Centennial, Colorado. It'll be Kinsler, Martinez, Cabrera here in the Tigers' first inning. There's a check swing low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And pretty much all the starters for the Baltimore Orioles look exactly the same. And that kid Mike Wright last night, same exact windup as Gausman is featuring today.
And both Wright and Gausman with pretty firm fastballs.
That's right. It's Wally Joyner along with Brad Ausmus. Boy, they're hoping for some offense today.
The 2-1 pitch is rolled to third, fair ball down the line, and will go to the corner. Extra bases for Kinsler. He's on his way to second, and that's a good way to start it with a leadoff double.
If you get yourself in a fastball friendly count against Gausman, you know he's going to give you that heater, and he tried to bully Ian Kinsler with a 91-mile-per-hour heater right down the middle that he was able to get a double on. Tigers in business here in the first inning.
Yes, but now they have to cash in.
Yeah, they do.
Tigers have stranded some runners. In fact, 23 in the first 3 games in this series. Here's J.D. Martinez. First one is a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes on J.D.
Gausman has been very good in these types of situations this season. Runners in scoring position. He's been locked down.
Martinez is 2 for 9 in this 4-game set. Drilled to center field on a line straight at Jones, who comes in to make the play. That's how it's going recently for the Tigers. Hard hit balls are straight at defenders. Let's bring up Miguel Cabrera. That's kind of what we're talking about. The Tigers are 4 for 25 with runners in scoring position. Orioles much better. Here is Cabrera, who hit a long home run in last night's ball game. And Miggy looks at ball 1. Cabrera's home run was his 5th of the year. And it traveled an estimated 464 feet beyond the Tigers bullpen and left. Now the 1-0. 2-0 on Cabrera.
When they have had success against Miggy in the series, the Baltimore Orioles have really pounded him above the belt buckle on the inside corner, and they've jammed him a few times in the series. That last fastball thrown by Gausman, they tried to crowd Miggy.
Now Cabrera at a 2-0 count. Swing and a miss.
Gausman doesn't have a great slider. It's more of a slurve, but it's at 83 miles an hour. And when you're looking for 95, 96 miles an hour, it's a tough pitch to get to.
Cabrera with 18 RBIs this year. He's had only 4 hits on the road trip. Here's the 2-1. Drill to left field. That's a base hit. Kinsler coming to third. They're going to send him home. The throw is cut off. It's an RBI single for Miguel Cabrera, and the Tigers lead 1-0.
One of the things the Tigers really have no issues against pitchers that throw really hard, and Gausman will fall into that category. Ian Kinsler, he doubled down the left field corner on a base hit, which was a fastball in the 90s, and Cabrera also takes that fastball that they had been getting him out with pretty much all series, and he hits the ball down into left field for an RBI.
No chance for Reimold to throw out Kinsler. 3 batters into the game. The Tigers have a 1-0 lead, and that's more like it.
That is the first hit this year that Gausman, in his 5 starts, has given up with runners in scoring position.
Here's Victor Martinez. Little chopper hit slowly to the right side. He'll go to second, get the force there, but no relay. Awkward play. Alvarez made that play.
Previously, batters were 0 for 13 against Kevin Gausman with runners in scoring position.
Cabrera forced at second base, 2 outs, and that will bring up Nick Castellanos. Nick batting .347, but he has been slowed in this series. He has 1 double. That's it. 1 for 13 for Castellanos. High fly ball, right field, not deep. Rickard coming toward the line and right up against the wall, makes the catch. Tigers get a run on the RBI hit by Cabrera. Single by Cabrera. Michael Fulmer today is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Fulmer making his 4th start. He's won a couple of games. He's lost 1. He's got a big arm. His fastball gets up into the mid-90s. He can touch 97. Also a really good slider, and he has a changeup that's continuing to develop for the youngster.
Joey Rickard will lead things off for the Orioles. Tigers, for the most part, have kept their leadoff man off the bases. Rickard looks at a strike right at the knees. He is only 2 for 12 in the series. .271 batting average. Here is Fulmer's 0-1 pitch. You're mentioning that changeup, Rod. He threw just 6 of those at his last start against the Nationals. It'll be interesting to see as he continues to get starts here if he incorporates more of that pitch. A little soft floater into center field on a drop, base hit. Leadoff man on. Here's the rest of the lineup for the Orioles, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Rickard leads off, followed by Machado and Jones, and then Davis at first base. Trumbo the DH today. Scope in the series, he has just gone off. Alvarez, Reimold, and Joseph round out the lineup for Buck Showalter. Here's Manny Machado.
And your observation of Fulmer and really needing that changeup to develop for him if he's going to be a really good big league pitcher for a long time is imperative, especially when he goes up against lineups that have a lot of left-handed hitters. He's going to need that changeup because he's good against righties, but he'll need that third pitch, that pitch to slow down some of the left-handed bats.
The Central Division has some pretty good left-handed bats. Machado is 0 for his last 10. Popped up left side of the infield. Aviles and Castellanos, one gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense. It is always presented by Beaumont Health. And left to right, you've got Moya, Upton, and Martinez. Castellanos, Aviles, Kinsler, the big fella. Miguel Cabrera's over at first, and James McCann is catching today.
Here's Adam Jones now with 1 out. Big series for Jones. He's 5 for 11 with 2 homers. He had one a couple of nights ago for the game's only run. And he'll miss high. 1 ball and no strikes.
We told you that Fulmer, and when the ball is put in play against him, 54% of the contact is on the ground. It's a good combination here to throw a double play and get out of the inning. Adam Jones also hits into quite a few twin killings.
Here's a drive to left field. Moya going back. It's over his head. Rickard is on his way to third base. They're going to try and score him. Here comes the throw from Moya. He overshoots the cutoff man. Jones will take second, and the Orioles have tied the game.
That's the second day in a row where we've seen an absolute missile hit right at Moya in left field that he struggles with. Even a good left fielder might not catch it, but Moya really hasn't been in left field all that much, and the 2 balls that are hit last night and today have kind of tied him up out there. And you're absolutely right. You've got to hit the cutoff man. If you do come up and hit the cutoff man, you might have a shot at getting Rickard at home plate, but once you miss the cutoff man, you're not going to have any opportunity to get him.
And just like that, the O's have tied the game. Now Brad Austin is coming out and chatting with home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg. To check something. I'm not sure what they could be looking at here.
Well, I was wondering maybe if Rickard missed second or missed third base or something. I don't know what else they could be looking at.
But you would have to appeal that play, I believe.
You would think, yeah.
For the time being right now, it's a double and an RBI for Adam Jones to tie the game at 1.
Adam Jones, man, has just gotten sizzling hot in the last 7 games. He got off to a miserable start this year, but lately he has been going off, and he's especially been going off in this series.
Everything has been hit hard as well off the bat of Jones.
Be interesting to see exactly what that was about.
Now Kellogg is going to chat with Buck Showalter. Still waiting on word on what this conversation could be about. In any event, nothing appears to have changed. So it's a 1-1 game, and that'll bring up Chris Davis. Jones, by the way, gets his 18th RBI of the year. Davis, a 5-game hitting streak, is 4 for 9 in the series. Fulmer from the stretch, way outside 1-0.
Here's Rickard running the bases. He did get second base. We saw him touch that, and he appears to get third as well. So I have no idea what that was about between Brad and the home plate umpire, Jeff Kellogg. Didn't one of the umpires come in too? Was that first base umpire came in?
Yeah, that was Mark Wegner came in as well. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It'll bounce in, and the count goes to 2-0. Tigers grab the lead on the single to drive in a run by Cabrera, but the Orioles have come right back to tie it.
Tigers have not been able to hold on to leads, even when they get one. In this particular series against Baltimore, Baltimore just comes storming back.
Here's the 2-0. Low, 3 balls and no strikes. Fulmer's last start against the Nationals, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. He did strike out 7 in that game. Actually, I take it back. He struck out 6 in that game, walked 3. But he has given up an early run here. Wow. There was nobody on the bag. That could have been disastrous there.
And Rich Doobie might have to go out and visit the youngster here today. He should have known exactly where Aviles was playing.
Davis being played to pull. They shift to the right side. And he'll take a strike. 3-1. Davis, a couple of RBIs in the series. He led the majors last year in homers with 47. Here's the 3-1. And he walked in ball 4. 3 base runners already for the Orioles. Here are the field conditions presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. We mentioned the temps today in the 50s. 55 degrees. It is cloudy and windy this afternoon, which will make it feel a little bit cooler than it really is. There's proof of that breeze that is blowing.
Nice crowd here today. The best crowd that we've seen in the 4 games we've been here.
A lot of little leaguers today, youngsters coming out to the ballpark.
Yeah, they got a chance to go on the field today, walk around the track. Got some high fives from the Baltimore Orioles players that were standing in the dugout.
Here's Mark Trumbo with 2 on and 1 out. Strike 1 on Trumbo.
It's a good slider there thrown by Fulmer, especially on the first pitch to Trumbo, who has had an outstanding season thus far. It was 86 and it had a little bit of tilt, and that got to the outside corner for a called strike.
Fulmer right now could use a ground ball with Jones at second and Davis at first. The 0-1. Strike called. 0-2, and Trumbo disagrees with Jeff Kellogg. Just at the bottom of the strike zone, but it caught enough at the bottom edge.
That is when Fulmer is at his best, when he is working down south of the knees, underneath the barrel of the bat.
Trumbo fouls it back out of play. His 11 home runs this year is second in the American League. Todd Frazier of the White Sox has 12, and Robinson Cano of the Mariners has 12 as well.
Robinson Cano is having a fabulous year this year after really taking a step back last season.
And so is Seattle as a team. They're in first place in the West. Again, the 0-2. Trumbo takes outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And you were talking about Trumbo and all of his power, but the Baltimore Orioles as a team have a tremendous amount of power. They have 5 guys in their starting lineup today that have had 30 home runs in a season. And several of them have done it more than once. Trumbo would be one of those.
Machado is also among the league leaders in homers this year. Trumbo takes low again. Level the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fulmer gave up a leadoff single. 1 out later, a double by Jones scored him. And then a walk to Chris Davis. Here's the 2-2. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. He had him 0-2, and now it's gone full. Probably not starting the runners here, are they?
I would say no. Trumbo does strike out. And Baltimore really doesn't run much as a team anyway. But they would be simply trying to stay out of a double play.
Runners hold on 3-2, and he walked in. Ball 4. Fulmer had him 0-2, and now Rich Doobie coming out. An early visit from the Tigers pitching coach to settle down Michael Fulmer, who has thrown 19 pitches. He has walked 2 and has allowed a run so far.
Let's take a look at the Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. And boy, did Jonathan Scope deliver big yesterday. He hit a solo shot in the 7th inning, and then he came up 1 inning later with the sack drunk against Mark Lowe and hit a grand slam, the 2nd grand slam of his career, and he drove in a career high 5 RBI yesterday.
Well, he's coming up there with the bases loaded again. Scope now with 20 driven in. There are the numbers this series. A triple as well to go with his 2 homers.
And he's been simply on fire the last 2 weeks.
Scope rips one to left, base hit. Jones scores. Davis rounding 3rd. He is coming home to score. And Jonathan Scope having a monster series. And the Orioles lead 3-1.
Last 3 swings that Jonathan Scope has taken in the series, he has driven in 7 runs. This is a fastball at 95 miles an hour that he clears the hips out of the way and hit an absolute seed right past Aviles. And how about that jump by Chris Davis, who's not known for his speed but got a great jump, and he made it easy for the 3rd base coach Bobby Dickerson to send him home. Man, these Orioles.
They have found their stride in this series. Fulmer now at 20. 11 of those have missed the strike zone. He's walked 2. Here is Pedro Alvarez, still only 1 out. Ball 1 to Alvarez. This is one of those situations where managers just, well, it gets a little frightening when your starting pitcher is struggling early because you don't want to go to the bullpen this early. He has given up 3 runs. He has walked 2. The pitch count is up. Here's the 1-0, and it's a strike call. 1-1 on Alvarez. Pedro at 3rd base today. He's been DHing much of the year, and in fact, Alvarez has said that DHing is so brand new to him that he's even talked to David Ortiz to gain some tips on.
It's a good guy to talk to.
I mean, it seems like everybody talks to Ortiz.
Everybody does talk to him
when it comes to DHing.
And Victor Martinez, when he adopted the DH role when he first came to the Tigers, that was one of the first calls he put in to Big Papi. You think Big Papi's going to retire after this year's over if he continues to do what he's doing?
He said he was, but I would think he entertained coming back.
I heard for the first time yesterday when he was asked that question after his heroics in Boston. He said, well, let's just try to win the World Series first, and then we'll think about me later, which he might be thinking about staying around.
He's opening the door, at least, it appears. 2-2 on Alvarez.
And a good slider, and it would be the pitch of choice here. If you can bury it down at the bottom of the strike zone, you can get Alvarez to swing over the top of it. Might be going fastball. And he missed with it.
So it's 3-2 now. Finally figured out what went on with that replay situation. They are having technical issues with the replay system, and so both managers apparently were informed. They are currently working to resolve those issues. Hasn't happened all that often, but apparently it's happened today. Full count, 3-2 on Pedro Alvarez. He has an RBI and a couple of hits in the series. Alvarez ground ball to first. Miggy fires to second. There's one. Here comes the relay and a double play. Boy, the Tigers needed that. And it wasn't an easy one to turn. Orioles, though, strike back. They scored 3 runs in the first inning. We'll go to the second. 3-1 Baltimore. Lead 3-1 is our score. The Tigers, though, turned a pretty impressive double play as Fulmer had to get over there to cover.
It's not an easy one, as you mentioned. That 3-6-3 double play is never very easy, and the Baltimore Orioles, for a moment there, appeared that they were going to challenge, but I don't know if there are still technical difficulties or not, but it looked like the heel of Fulmer may have come off the bag, but it looked like he may have been there when he caught the ball.
In any event, a much needed double play for Fulmer, and Miguel Cabrera once again shows that he has a very strong and accurate throwing arm on the infield. So as we go to the second, Justin Upton will get things started. The Bernstein advantage brings you the pitcher-batter matchup. Want to look at the Tigers and how they've done against guys with fastballs at 95 and above. Here is the Tigers' average since 2015 against 95 and above.
Kansas City Royals top the list, and they've got a really good team, good contact hitters. Texas Rangers, they're no surprise.
It'll be Upton, Moya, and McCann in the Tigers' second. Tigers got a run against Kevin Gausman in the first. RBI single by Cabrera. Upton is 1 for 13 in the series. And Justin looks at ball one. Upton playing out in center field again today. Brad was saying yesterday that there's a possibility that Cameron Maybin could rejoin the team on the next homestand. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike on Upton. Tigers have been without their other center fielder Maybin all season long. Broke his wrist in spring training and then hurt his shoulder in his rehab for his wrist. That's back up the middle into center and a base hit. Upton a leadoff single.
It's a nice easy swing by Jay Up. Didn't try to muscle up. It just simply took that change up at the bottom of the strike zone and put a really nice easy swing on it.
So the leadoff man on here in the second. That'll bring up Steven Moya. Moya 3 for 11 in the series. He was called up prior to this 4-game set here in Baltimore. Tigers moving up into center and playing Moya in left as Anthony Ghost sits down. And Moya looks at ball one.
Anthony Ghost hasn't gotten off the bench in this series, at least up until this point.
One ball, no strikes. Moya is still looking for that first major league home run. And he drives one into right center field. That'll get down and go all the way to the wall. Upton comes flying around third base. He will score. Moya is going to make a bid for 3. The throw to third, and he is safe. Ball gets by, and Moya will stay at third. It's a triple and an RBI.
I don't know what the hit speed partner is going to be on that absolute missile that he was able to hit into the right center field gap, but I know it's going to be well over 100. How about this swing? This guy absolutely crushes this ball at the bottom of the strike zone. And we told you the grass here is very long. So for this to get all the way to the wall, you know it was hit extremely hard. No problem scoring Justin Upton here. But Moya is very surprising because Dave Clark, he tried to hold him up at second base, but Moya continued to go, and he was able to make it safely.
Moya with those long strides covering a lot of ground. And so the tying run at third down, nobody out.
That is one of the more difficult plays for your third base coach.
Here's McCann.
When you're sending that runner from first base and you're all the way down that line as Dave Clark was, you have to send Upton home first, but then you've got to get back to third base so you can direct the traffic with Moya, who's coming there.
Dave Clark, one of the best in the league at what he does.
You know, the only time you really notice Dave over there most of the time is when he does something like runner gets thrown out at home plate, but he does so many positive things over there.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Here's DC. You see him sitting home Justin, and then all of a sudden he's trying to hold up Moya. He's trying to hold him up, but Moya was not looking at him.
Well, it turned out well.
The hit speed on that triple was 112. Ooh, I knew it was way up there when it left his bat.
The 0-2. A little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What was the home run that Miguel hit yesterday? 111?
It was 111.
Yeah.
So that ball was hit harder than Miguel's homer.
That ball was absolutely scorched.
Meanwhile, the Tigers have had some good swings here against Gausman early in this game. That's going to go foul to first base side.
And Got to get some more lumber.
Gausman started the year on the disabled list this season, had a shoulder problem. And he made 3 rehab starts. His numbers in the major league level this year were pretty good, but the Tigers have gotten to him here.
Gausman was drafted in 2012. He made his major league debut in 2013. But in between 2013 and him making the team this year, he had got sent down to the minors 10 different times.
Whoa. Little pop-up, first base side. This will not do anything with the runner at third, 1 gone.
Gausman went on to say that as a young player, you're always looking over your shoulder because you're always that odd man out. If they need a bullpen arm, you're the guy that gets sent down. If they need an extra infielder, you're the guy that gets sent down. He said he was trying to pitch better than what he was capable of because he always felt like he was just one day from being sent back down to the minors. No more options on him now, though. They can't send him back down.
Well, he was part of that 2012 draft class that had a lot of pretty good players. Correa was selected first that year. Buxton second. Zunino third.
Gausman fourth.
And then Gausman right after him. There's a ball outside to Mike Aviles.
That was a good draft.
The previous draft, the year before that, the 2011 draft, is the one that Fulmer was involved in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He showed bunt. Snap throw back to third, but the third baseman Alvarez was not on the bag.
It appeared that Aviles was thinking about a safety squeeze, not a suicide squeeze, but one where if he gets the bunt down, and then Moy would try to score.
Moya has tripled to make it a 3-2 game. Infield in a couple of steps for the Orioles. Here's the 2-0. Shattered his bat, rolled it towards short. This will not score the run. Aviles is out, 2 gone. Hey, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries. That'll bring up Ian Kinsler with 2 away. So Gausman settling down, getting McCann on the soft pop to first, and then breaking the bat of Mike Aviles.
And Gausman has not been afraid to throw that mid-90s fastball in on the hands of the Tigers batters here in this inning.
Kinsler takes ball 1.
That's the pitch right there that he is really starting to develop. It's a split-fingered fastball. He's one of the young pitchers that really has had a difficult time coming up with a changeup. It's not uncommon that young players have a difficult time mastering a changeup, so they try something else. And he has tried the split-fingered fastball.
The 1-0 pitch. Try to hold up, couldn't do it. I wonder what it is about the changeup that makes it so difficult for pitchers to master it, because a lot of guys through the years have just not been able to throw it.
That's a great point.
I mean, and there are other guys that throw outstanding changeups. Here's the 1-1. Inside 2-1. It hit him, actually. Kinsler is barely hit by that pitch. Wants to have gotten his shirt.
Maybe not.
Wow. Let's see here. I don't think that hit him, do you?
It did not look like it hit him from that first angle that we showed. Tigers will take any kind of break they can get right now. JD, he barreled up Gausman the first time up, hit a sharp line drive right at the center fielder, Adam Jones.
Two for 10 in the series for JD Martinez, who came in batting just 143 this month after a red hot start in the month of April. Ball 1 inside. Another look.
I guess it nicked the right elbow. Yeah.
If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the way to do it. You barely field it or feel it. So JD now with a chance not only to tie it up, but an extra base hit away from giving the Tigers the lead. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Gausman already up to 30. And his ratio not all that good. Three-2 Orioles lead, 1st and 3rd for the Tigers. Now the 2-0. 3-0 on JD Martinez with Cabrera waiting on deck. And he is 1 pitch away from coming up with the bases loaded. Is ball 4. That loads the bases. Hey, by the way, this Tuesday the Tigers battle the Twins at 7:10 p.m. and the first 10,000 fans receive a free Ian Kinsler bobblehead. For tickets, visit tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. Well, here's a pivotal point in this game.
Yeah, he is digging a hole for himself. That would be Kevin Gausman, even though he's been outstanding at limiting the damage all season. And while runners have been in scoring position. And that luck might run out right here.
Last night, Mike Wright loaded the bases with a single and 2 walks in the 3rd and got Cabrera to hit into a double play. Miggy singled 1 in the 1st. And he takes way up high, 1-0.
Yeah, they have been pitching Miguel very aggressively inside the entire series. His last hit today, and Miguel Cabrera tied Hank Greenberg. 1,528 hits as a Tiger.
Now Gausman ready with the 1-0. Swing and a miss.
There's that split finger fastball. It's got some nice action on it at 83 miles an hour. That has really been a go-to pitch for Gausman.
Here's the 1-1. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Cabrera overall in his career now has 2,370 hits. Just a few years away from getting to that 3,000 plateau. Got Moy at 3rd. You've got Kinsler at 2nd, and the runner at 1st, JD Martinez. Here's the 2-1. High fly ball, right center field. Adam Jones cruising over, and that will end the inning. Tigers will leave them loaded. They get a run back, though. 3-2. Orioles lead this one 3-2. Menards brings you the big money encounter, and in the 7-game winning streak for the O's, here are the numbers, and they're starting to pile up.
Everything is going right for them right now. Obviously, when you run off 7 in a row, you're going to have a nice run differential, plus 29 for the Baltimore Orioles. Their bullpen is straight locked down when they have a lead.
Nolan Reimold is getting things started here. Reimold, Joseph, and then Joey Rickard.
We told you that it's the second 7-game winning streak of the season already for the Baltimore Orioles.
Little bouncer to third base. Castellanos barehanding. Quick throw is off the bag, and it's an infield hit for Reimold.
Well, you come in, you barehand the ball, you catch it in the palm of your hands, then you transfer to the fingertips, and you flip it across the diamond. The throw was not accurate that time, and it pulled Miggy off the bag, and that allowed Reimold to run across the bag safely.
Each ball club down with 4 hits. Here is Caleb Joseph. Matt Wieters started the last 2 games. Joseph is behind the dish today. Fulmer in that first inning gave up an RBI double to Jones, a 2-1 single to Scope. Missed inside, 1-0. Joseph 2 for 4 in the series. He's hit safely in his last 3. A bit of power, hit 11 homers last year. Down the right field line, slicing away from Martinez.
Yeah, the Baltimore Orioles, they were ready to give Joseph the everyday catching job. And they did not think that Matt Wieters, and with his agent being Scott Boras, would have accepted that qualifying offer, but he did. And that basically pushed Joseph back to the backup role again.
Joseph last year proved his worth behind the plate. His catcher's ERA was one of the best in the American League. Here's the 1-1. This Orioles team is 16-5 this year at home. There's 16 home wins, most in baseball. Fulmer ready with the 2-1 pitch. Fouled away. 2-2 on Joseph. Joey Rickard will be next. Tigers have had a chance to watch their top prospect, Michael Fulmer. He was rated their top prospect coming into this season. The injury to Shane Green, the blister to Green, gave Fulmer an opportunity. 2-2 is a swing and a miss. Down he goes.
It's a good two-seam fastball here thrown by Fulmer, and that runs down and in to Caleb Joseph at 93 miles an hour for his first strikeout of the afternoon. Have you heard much on Green lately? Seems like it's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, he threw a bullpen the other day, and the blister seems fine, but it just wasn't a very good bullpen according to Shane Green. He just didn't feel good, didn't feel right, so he's a little bit ways away. It took a while for that blister to heal over. There's a ball outside of Rickard. Tigers, of course, have been so up and down in the starting rotation, with the exception of Jordan Zimmerman. Verlander has pitched a whole lot better in his last 2.
Right.
Sanchez remains a guy that just can't get through the 6th.
Can't. That 6th inning has really gotten to him in several starts this year. 3rd time through the batting order as well.
And Mike Pelfrey, while he has shown flashes, and certainly did for what, 5 innings here in game 1, really has not been able to get it going. 3-2 Orioles lead. They have a man on, a man out. We're in the 2nd. they will chase Reimold back. Rickard has single, scored a run in the first. I mentioned he was a Rule 5 selection from Tampa, and he pretty much proved his worth in spring training. Hit .397. The Orioles decided to keep him, and he's been their leadoff man. Runner goes. Here comes the throw down to second. It's high, and not in time. A stolen base.
And Baltimore does not steal many bases. And if you were with us last night, we told you that they had only stolen 4. This would be number 5 on the season.
So the Orioles get a man in a scoring position. Reimold steals his first. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rickard. Trying to hold it up, but he went around. Strike 2. April 22nd, the last stolen base for the Orioles prior to that one. And that was in KC.
I guess they don't need him.
Nope. They haven't needed him in this series. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Manny Machado will be next. Here's the 2-2. We'll get back out of play. Stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. Miggy with an RBI hit in this game. Moya has tripled in a run. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's Machado lurking, and the Tigers have been able to slow him. Here's the 3-2. Checked it. Ball 4. They want the appeal. He went. Strike 3. He's called out by Mark Wegner. 2 gone. And he went. 2 strikeouts in this inning, but Showalter didn't like it. Now we'll see what Machado can do with 2 outs. Machado came into the series nipping at the heels of Nick Castellanos for the league lead in hitting, and both have slowed down, Machado and Castellanos. And he'll look at ball 1.
Yeah, the Orioles pitchers have done very nice work against Castellanos, just like the Tigers pitchers have slowed down Manny, who was the player of the month in the American League in the month of April.
Here's what it looks like right now. Victor Martinez has taken over the league lead in hitting, followed by Castellanos. Machado still top 5. There's old Jose Altuve.
His name is sprinkled all over the leaderboard in some of the big boy categories.
Right, which is amazing.
It's amazing how good he is.
Here's the 1-0. Strike called on Machado.
And Machado took that fastball like he might have been sitting on something else, something off speed. Fastball's right down the middle. I don't know why you sit on the slider that you really can't hit. Not when he throws a good one.
Machado had a 16-game hitting streak in the month of April. Part of the reason why he won the Player of the Month. Also had a 6 RBI game earlier in the week against Oakland. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
There's that slide piece. 2-1. Good count to throw it in.
Fulmer will step off. Adam Jones waiting on deck. The slump for Machado has reached 0 for his last 11. He has a runner. Reimold is second base with 2 outs. And a ball that just missed. 3-2.
Already a lot of 3-ball counts thrown by Fulmer in the game.
Rich Doobie watching with a close eye. 47 pitches thrown now by Fulmer. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Machado is out of there. Fulmer strikes out the side. 2 in the books. Here in Baltimore, Orioles still lead 3-2.
For the third and for the last couple of weeks, Brad Ausmus has been under fire, certainly from the media and the fans. I talked to him earlier today about managing with all the speculation regarding his job security.
This is the nature of the beast. When the team is underperforming, there's only one person, regardless of the sport, there's one person that everyone points to. It's got to be the head coach. It's got to be the manager. You got to get rid of them. And that's fine. That's part of the sports business. It doesn't change anything we do here. We go about our daily work the same way.
I asked Brad if he wished he could lace him up and actually do something physically about the skid that the Tigers are in, guys. He said no, then they just try to release me. Back up to you, boys.
He's still got a sense of humor.
He does. And, well, that last comment that he made was certainly one you have to take to heart. They come to the ballpark every day and really have no choice but to prepare and go out again.
And you really didn't have a whole lot of time to think about last night's loss. I mean, you went home, you got to sleep if you got some good sleep, and you had to get right up to today and come back to the ballpark to play a game.
Victor Martinez starting things off in the third. Martinez, Castellanos, and Upton. It's been a trying time for Brad and the entire squad as they try and break out of this slump that they're in. Now they've lost 11 of their last 12 ball games and 4 in a row. Victor looks at a ball inside. 3-1. Gausman has gone deep into counts as well in this game. He has not been crisp. Here's the 3-1 pitch. 3-2 on Martinez. Victor, a 5-game hit streak, 6 for 13 in the series. Castellanos will be next. The sun once again peeking through the clouds. There's a fly ball to center field, hit pretty good. Jones on the move. Still going back to the warning track to make the catch. Adam Jones had that one all the way. One out for Castellanos. Tigers were in great shape in the second. They got a single, a triple to make it a 3-2 game, and with a man at third and nobody out, they could not get Steven Moya in to tie the game. Brenner flied out to center field with the bases loaded to end that inning. Here's Castellanos. Swing and a miss.
That splitter has been a really good pitch for Gausman. He's not afraid to start the guys off with that pitch. And most guys are looking for the mid-90s fastball, which you should do. And he has been able to throw that split-fingered fastball consistently for strikes.
Nick is 1 for 14 in the series. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
First pitch was that split-fingered fastball at 83s, and he came back with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball to Nick and followed that up with a really good breaking ball.
Now Gausman with the 1-2. Ripped down the left field line. It is a fair ball. It'll go to the corner. Castellanos has extra bases. He will cruise in his second with a double. That is the third extra base hit already for the Tigers in this game.
And that breaking ball right there, Gausman hung right over the plate. And we know what Castellanos has been doing with balls over the plate all year long. Just inside the chalk line down the left field line.
8 doubles for Castellanos. Again, the Tigers put the tying run in scoring position. Justin Upton has a single and a run scored. Strike one on Upton. The single by Justin, just his third hit on this road trip. Tigers as a club now have 5 hits in this game, but they trail 3-2. Here's the 0-1. Gausman wanted that last one, shaking his head at the call of Jeff Kellogg. Here's the 1-1. Ball 2. 2-1 on Upton. Gausman has been pitching out of the stretch a lot here this afternoon. He bounces one in that is blocked by Caleb Joseph. He's gone to 3-1 now on Justin Upton. Here's the ratio, 25 against 25 in the 50 pitches that Gausman has thrown.
And Justin should get a pretty good fastball to hit. At least that's exactly what you should be looking for. A mid-90s fastball and a 3-1 count. If he throws you anything other than that, and let it go.
And it's up and in for ball 4. 2 on for the Tigers. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
And Gausman has already walked a couple in the game and hit 1.
It has certainly not been a crisp afternoon for Gausman.
And Tigers hopefully can take advantage of his wildness.
Here is Moya, who tripled in a run in the second. And a ground ball, base hit right field. Castellanos to third. They'll stop him there. And the Tigers now will have him loaded as Moya is now 2 for 2.
And a couple of really good swings put on the ball by Moya today. One a triple, that one a single. Yeah, but Dave Clark had to hold up Castellanos.
Gausman came into this game. Opponents that were batting left-handed hit just .098 against him.
I saw that.
And now here's Moya, the Tigers left-hander, who's 2 for 2. Hey, see the Tigers play the Twins this Monday through Wednesday and get 4 tickets, hot dogs, chips, and drinks for as low as $16 per person. It's the weekday value pack. Visit tigers.com/value or call 866-66-TIGER. Well, here's McCann now. Again, the Tigers have him loaded up. They had the bases loaded in the second, but Cabrera flied out. Now McCann is up there in a 3-2 ball game. Ball 1 inside. McCann popped up with a runner at third base and nobody out in the second. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 with no place to put it. This has to be a little bit unnerving for Buck Showalter, Dave Wallace. I mean, it's been a struggle here in the first 3 innings for Gausman. Tigers trying to regain the lead. And McCann swings right through it, 2-1. Mike Aviles waiting on deck. Fouled away. Now the count levels 2-2.
Every last pitch he has thrown to James McCann has been a fastball inside, and James hasn't been able to catch up to those heaters.
Dylan Bundy is warming up in the bullpen for the Orioles. One of their top pitching prospects. Here's the 2-2. Soft line drive that's going to be caught by the shortstop. Machado broke his bat. And there are 2 gone. And now Mike Aviles.
And McCann may have swung at ball 3, but when you were getting a steady diet from a fastballs inside as he's gotten from Gausman, and you're trying to get to something that you can't get to because you know he's throwing it in there.
So now it's up to Aviles with 2 outs. And he looks at ball 1 low. Three runs, 4 hits for the Orioles, 2 runs on 6 hits for the Tigers. Aviles bounced out in his first at bat. Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball toward third, foul ball. Tigers already have left 4 in this game. We mentioned all of the runners they have left on in the series. Here's Iglesias getting the day off today. Aviles spelling him at short. The 1-1. Bouncing ball to short. Machado has it. And that is that. The Tigers again load the bases and leave them full. They've left 7 men on base. As we go to the bottom of the third, Adam Jones will get things started for the O's. Here's the Chevy Silverado most dependable players. I want to talk about how important the home runs have been for the Orioles this year.
8 of their last 9 runs scored on home runs in last night's game, and 54% this year on the home run. Who was it, Maddox and Glavine back in the day? Chicks loved the long ball.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Dig the long ball.
That ball is fouled back. Well, they've been digging it this year here in Baltimore for sure.
Well, they've been hitting a lot of home runs here since Showalter got here.
Jones, Davis, Trumbo, the 3, 4, and 5 men in the Orioles lineup. 3 runs on 4 hits for Baltimore, 2 runs, 6 hits, but 7 left for the Tigers. Swing and a miss and a big rip there by Jones.
Yeah, hanging breaking ball there thrown by Fulmer at 86 miles an hour that he got away with.
Adam Jones hit a laser right at Moya back in the first inning, went over his head for a double. That drove in a run. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
No need in throwing Adam Jones a strike here. He will chase a breaking ball out of the strike zone, but you have to get it out of the zone.
The appeal, he didn't go. 2-2 on Jones. He was now hit 108 homers at Camden Yards in his career. Only Rafael Palmeiro has hit more in this ballpark. 124. 2-2 is slap foul.
Adam Jones homered on Friday, and he also homered in yesterday's game. 1 to left center, 1 to left field.
Two is swung on and missed. Not this time.
There's that slide piece. He got it to a good location. Adam Jones strikes out. 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Fulmer.
4 straight for Fulmer. We'll bring up Chris Davis. Walk and a run scored for Davis. He came around on the 2-run single by Jonathan Schoop. Tigers shifting on Davis. They've got the shortstop Aviles now backing up toward the middle of the infield.
There are only a couple of players in the majors and that get shifted on more than Davis. And David Ortiz is one of those, but the shift is not working against him this year.
No.
His numbers are incredible when he gets shifted. Davis, not so much. He doesn't do a good job when they shift on him.
1-2.
84%. Well, really 85% of his plate appearances, he sees some type of a shift. Only Ryan Howard and Ortiz get shifted on more.
Two on Davis.
And here's the reason why. You can see a large percentage of the balls that he hits are to the pull field. And I don't think he tries to change, Mario. This ballpark is built for him.
No.
He's got a classic uppercut swing. He can reach the seats in any direction. He's not trying to beat no shift.
No, because you can't shift into the seats. Hit it over the wall and it doesn't matter. He's going to bounce one right into the shift there.
He tried to hit it through the shift.
Castellanos just got him at first base. Stayed with it nicely after the bobble. 2 gone now. Time for a game break. Johnny Kane. All right, Johnny, here there are 2 outs, nobody on in the third with the Orioles up by a run and a swing and a miss by Trumbo.
How about Johnny Kane? Double duty today. Pre-game, now he's going to do the post-game.
Johnny's a workaholic, man. He comes to play every night.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's low. Also, a welcome to Kristen Keith, who's making her premiere this weekend on Fox Sports Detroit.
I listened to quite a bit of the pregame show yesterday. She did a very nice job.
Absolutely. And again today. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 now is the count on Mark Trumbo.
You think she'll bring some food to the booth like Shannon used to do back in the day?
Well, we could ask.
You know?
Shannon used to come up with some good grub, man. I think she was buying this. There's a deep drive to center field. Upton going back to the track, to the wall to make the catch. Trumbo hit it a ton, but he fell about a foot short. And Fulmer has a 1-2-3 third. Jay up going as far back as he can. Cool today, but still a nice day here in Baltimore as we go to the top of the fourth. 3-2. The Orioles have the lead. Temperature at game time 55 today. Gausman back to the hill, and Kinsler hammers the first ball to left field. Ball is back up, and that ball is gone. Ian Kinsler has tied the game on the first pitch of the fourth. 7th home run of the year for Kinsler. That didn't take long.
Well, another multi-hit game for Ian Kinsler. He doubled in the very first inning and came around to score on the Miguel Cabrera base hit. It's a fastball that's right down the middle. I don't know if Gausman took any off or not, but Ian Kinsler jumped all over it.
We are tied at 3s. Kinsler a double and a homer. Gausman has been living on the edge all day, and the Tigers finally get to him here in the 4th with the home run. They have left the bases loaded twice against Gausman. 0-2 now on J.D. Martinez. That is 7 Tigers hits in this ball game. Here's the 0-2. Fouled back.
One of the best fastballs of the afternoon thrown by Gausman, and that one at 95. Ian Kinsler, and get this, and did not hit his 7th home run until August 18th. He's got 7 now.
The 0-2. Chopper back up the middle. Machado can't get it. Base hit. An 0-2 single for J.D. Martinez. The two teams have combined for 7 home runs in this series. Now here is Miguel Cabrera. That is 8 Tigers hits. Miggy an RBI single in the first. He flied out with the bases loaded to close down the second. 0-1 on Cabrera. Gausman a couple of years ago had that big outing in relief in game 2 of the ALDS against the Tigers. 3 2/3 in relief. The Orioles ended up sweeping the Tigers 3-0.
He was lights out that day. He punched out 5 Tigers in the 3 2/3 innings that he pitched. He pretty much was the difference in them winning that game.
And then eventually they moved the series to Comerica, and they won it in 3 straight. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 on Miggy. Now Gausman with the 0-2. Floated down the right field line, slicing foul.
Here's the Magic Moonshot presented by Magic Window, and it was a moonshot off the bat of Miguel Cabrera in last night's game. It traveled 464 feet from home plate, and it left Miggy's bat at a cool speed of 111 miles per hour.
That's it.
That's it.
111. 7th longest in the major leagues this year. And the longest at Camden Yards since 09.
Ooh. He killed that ball last night.
Effortless swing.
Going inside again on Miggy. Up and in.
Toward right field, hit well. It's going to be caught though by Rickard. He ran to the gap to get there, and 1 out.
That may be the only area where Miggy just does not barrel up the ball that consistently. His hit speed not all that aggressive when ball's up and in. And Baltimore Orioles have pitched him up there with regularity today and yesterday.
Now Victor Martinez. Tigers have tied this game on the leadoff home run here in the 4th by Ian Kinsler. 0-for-2 day for Victor, although his last ball was hit deep to center field that Adam Jones ran down. And Martinez takes a strike, and he did not like it. A crooked look for Jeff Kellogg. Martinez came in batting .440 in his previous 19 games. Also came in as the league's best hitter. As they shift to the right side, a little bit modified with the runner at first. Oh, 0-2. What do you think of Gausman so far today, Roddy? Just doesn't seem to be like that dominant guy we've expected.
No, not a lot of first pitch strikes. And he has pitched inside aggressively, but he's continued to miss when he has gone inside. He's a very good pitcher with a very good arm. And I like that split-fingered fastball he's come up with, but the Tigers have been able to battle him and get themselves in some good counts. And they've had a lot of runners on base, but they have not really been able to cash those in. They've been able to bend him, but they have not been able to break him yet.
Slow roller hit toward the right side. Scope will fire to second. One on the relay is in time. A double play. Even with the shifted infield, they still turn it. Home run by Kinsler, though, ties it up.
Let's take a look at the big boys, big play of the game, and it's Ian Kinsler leading off the last half inning, jumping on that fastball to tie the game into the left field seats. Big boys, big play of the game.
3-3 is our score. The Tigers have had 8 hits, but they have stranded 7 more in this game. And now Michael Fulmer, who has a couple of solid innings under his belt, goes back to work. He'll deliver a strike to Jonathan Scope. Two-run single for Scope. He'll drive one to right field, and it's going to be caught there by Martinez.
Scope just hitting everything hard right now.
But that's 7 straight retired by Fulmer. There's Pedro Alvarez. He knocked into a double play in his first at bat. There's a strike called on Alvarez, who spent 6 years with the Pirates, was a first-round pick of the Pirates.
Hit 27 home runs last year for Pittsburgh, drove in 77 runs. And he had a tough time getting a job this offseason. He didn't get signed until late. Really late. You would think with 27 homers and 77 driven in that there would be more suitors for you, but that was not the case. And for Pedro, I guess his defensive liabilities may have had something to do with that.
The 0-2 is high, 1-2.
But still, 27 homers is 27 homers.
That it is. Average was low and the defense subpar, so those obviously two things against him. The 1-2 driven to center field, playable for Upton. He's still drifting though, edge of the warning track. 2 gone. Tigers fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with all the new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app and take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go on Fox Sports Go. Two up, 2 down, 8 straight. Retired now by Fulmer. He has settled in. Reimold fouls it back. Reimold had an infield single, and he stole a base back in the second. The 0-1 pitch. Fulmer working quickly. The 1-1 is a ball high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Orioles got all 3 of the runs in the first inning. And Fulmer has allowed nothing since. The 2-1.
It's an outstanding slider there in a fastball count. And great location. Tried to overthrow. He threw that one. He overthrew that one.
Well, it was that first inning in which he threw 27 pitches. That is the big difference in his pitch count, but you have to admire the way that he's really settled into this game. Swing and a miss. Reimold strikes out. 1, 2, 3 for Fulmer, who's retired 9 straight Orioles. Baseball, and the Minnesota Twins are going to be coming to town to start a series at Comerica Park. And Rod, they've struggled.
Well, their issues look like to be the same as the Tigers' issues this year. The ERAs of the starters are up. Their bullpen has not been very good. They now have Joe Mauer, their best hitter, leading off, and Dozier and Sano, the guys they were really counted on heavily this year, have really struggled.
Nick Castellanos leading it off as we go to the 5th inning here in Baltimore. The Tigers trying to avoid the sweep. They're locked into a 3-3 tie here with the O's.
And so the losses, the wins have been very difficult for Minnesota to come by, just as they have been for Detroit.
We'll get a look at their top pitching prospect tomorrow night, Jose Barrios. He'll throw in game 1.
He's a hard thrower. He's not like your normal Minnesota Twins young pitchers we've seen come up. He's a guy that's got a real good arm.
Castellanos a double and a fly ball. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball slowly towards short. Machado. One away. Now Justin Upton. Good sign for Upton. A sharp single to center field in his first at bat. He took a walk in his last at bat. Strike 1 to Upton. And the count quickly goes 0-2 on Justin. They had him played to pull. Now the second baseman's scope is headed back to the other side of the bag. Here's the 0-2. Driven foul. Look out. A rocket into 0-1. So Gausman now is moving in on 80 pitches as we play here in the 5th. Here's the 0-2. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Steven Moya will be next. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 the count. So that's 80 now for Gausman. He's allowed single runs in the 1st, 2nd, and 4th innings. Here's the 2-2. Ooh, we just got a piece of an emergency hack. Now Gausman again with the 2-2 offering. Fouled it off on a check swing. Just stays alive. Gausman played his college ball at LSU and was a 1st-round pick for the Orioles. Much like a big right-hander years ago out of LSU, Ben McDonald.
Ben McDonald.
Big Ben.
Big Ben. Never really lived up to the lofty expectations that were placed upon him before he was drafted.
High fly ball into shallow right field. Rickard staring into the sun, having trouble, and it drops. Upton trying to get the second, and he will. He's safe there. Tigers get a break. Rickard was battling it the whole time.
And one of the things that you do in the outfield when the ball is in the air and it's in the sun, he's got the glasses on, but you've got to turn your body. And he did not turn his body. He just continued to look straight into the sun, and the ball never came out of the sun for him. Had he just turned his body to the side, that would have gave the ball an opportunity to come out of the sun, and Rickard makes that play.
So the way things have been going for Justin Upton, he will gladly take it. That'll be a double. He is on base for the 3rd time in this game, and here is Moya.
5 of Justin's last 6 hits have been doubles.
Moya in big games, single, triple, RBI. And fouled it back 0-1. What have you seen so far of Steven Moya? He is still looking for that first big league homer, but he has 5 hits in the series.
If they continue to give him consistent reps, he is going to be a good hitter. And he's got hand speed. He looks like his plate discipline has gotten better since last year.
Tried to hold up, did not. Well, one of his main objectives was to cut down the strikeouts from last year.
I don't know which direction Gausman's going to go here on the 0-2 pitch, but usually when he gets ahead with 2 strikes against left-handers, he goes with the split-fingered fastball, but he might just climb the ladder with another heater.
Fouled away, just got a piece of it. If you weren't with us on the first broadcast a couple of nights ago, we talked about the new stance for Moya. He is wide open from the left side, which he says gives him a better look at that release point from the pitcher.
He started doing it last winter in winter ball down in Dominican. Had a good winter, had a good spring.
Laid off. 1-2. Moya is a guy that has been a big prospect, but he really never started playing baseball full time until he was 14 years old, which is a little later than most. He said I never really had a baseball body. He said I was tall and skinny growing up. Played other sports, but then got involved in baseball at the age of 14. The 1-2. That'll get back out of play.
After he has hit a couple of balls in this particular game, one that was down in the strike zone for a triple, and Gausman every single pitch has stayed upstairs against him.
Upton with a double that dropped to the right of Rickard, who lost it in the sun. Again, the 1-2. That'll get out of play again.
Steady diet of fastballs. And here's that triple. This was down at the bottom of the zone, and you can see why they are now pitching him up in the strike zone. That triple was down below the knees, and an absolute seed off the bat of Steven. Up until this point, Gausman hasn't made a mistake down.
Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Moya. Tigers fell behind 3-1 in this ball game. They battled back. 90 now for Gausman. And the 2-2. High fly ball toward left field. On the move is Reimold. He's under it. Upton will hold. 2 gone. We'll bring up James McCann. While the Tigers, Rod, have battled here today, which is admirable, they still have not had that knockout punch of an inning in this entire series.
No, they haven't really had that knockout punch in the last couple of weeks.
They have stranded the bases loaded twice in this game.
And James has come up a couple of times today with a runner on third, less than 2 outs, and he hasn't gotten the job done.
2 for 9 today with runners in scoring position. McCann a pop up at a soft line out, and he'll take a ball low. 1-0.
And McCann's last time up, Gausman threw him 4 straight fastballs inside, anywhere from 92 to 95 miles an hour. Going back in there again.
Missed inside, 2-0. Gausman has been pitching from the stretch all afternoon long. Good hitters count here for McCann to drive in a run. Infield pretty much straight against him, so is the outfield. And the 2-0. Right to left field and a base hit. Upton rounding third. He's coming home. He's going to score. And James McCann gets it done with 2 outs. The Tigers are back on top, 4-3.
It's a nice job here by James McCann. He knew he was going to get another one of those fastballs inside, but take a look at how he opened his hips up. And by opening the hips up, that allowed the bat to get to that baseball, and he drives it down the left field line. He knew Gausman was going to go back inside again because that's how they've been pitching him the entire series.
What a clutch 2-out knock. The Tigers finally get it done with 2 outs. McCann picks up his 4th RBI of the year. And there's more action now. Michael Gibbons warming up in the bullpen for the Orioles. 10 Tigers hits in this game now, and they lead 4-3. Here's Mike Aviles.
The 10 hits by far, and the most that Gausman has given up in any start this year. 5 hits he gave up 5 days ago to the Minnesota Twins, and the Tigers have doubled that today.
He started the year on the disabled list with a shoulder problem. Made 3 rehab starts before coming back up to the major leagues. Here's a strikeout of Aviles. 1 ball, 1 strike. The bottom of the lineup getting it done for the Tigers here in the 5th. Double by Upton, and with 2 outs McCann singles him in. So the misplay in right by Rickard, who lost that ball in the sun, turns out to be huge.
And how about that? There has not been a whole lot of sun here today, but it peaked out there for a minute just to give Rickard some trouble. Now it's gone again.
Yeah, it's been cloudy all day. Rickard struggled with that the entire flight of the baseball and just could not pick it up until it was too late. Here's the 1-2. Aviles swings and strikes out to end the inning. Tigers going to run though. RBI single by McCann. They have taken the lead. You're watching Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire.
1-800-CALL Sam, call of the game. Fulmer got off to a sluggish start. The Orioles scored 3 runs in the first. Rickard, a base hit. Jones, a double. Another base hit by Scope in that particular inning. But then he started to do the job. He has been very good since. Good breaking balls, locating his fastball very well, pitching inside occasionally. And he's faced the minimum since the first inning.
So that mound visit by the Tigers pitching coach turned out to be a big call there, which certainly turned him around, it appears. Now he goes back to work, and the first one is high, ball 1 to Caleb Joseph.
And big inning here for Fulmer. And first few games of this series, when the Tigers would get a lead, the Baltimore Orioles would come storming right back the next half inning.
To the shortstop, Aviles, who can't handle it. Tried to backhand it in the hole, but couldn't pick it up cleanly. Here is Joey Rickard. Leadoff man out, and that is the tying run. Rickard had a single, scored a run in the first. First one is a little high. 1-0 on Rickard. That base runner brings to an end the streak of 9 straight retired by Fulmer. That'll back him out of there. 2-0 the count. 80 now for Fulmer. This ratio hasn't been all that good either, although he's settled into this game. Here's the 2-0. Strike call, 2-1 on Rickard. Fulmer heading into the beefy part of the lineup. We got Machado, then Jones, then Davis. Another ground ball here would come in handy. Here's the 2-1. 3-1. Doobie keeping a close eye on Fulmer as the pitch count elevates. In his last start, he threw 96, which was the most he has thrown in a start this year. That'll get back out of play down the left field line. There's Machado on deck. Fulmer was the Eastern League Pitcher of the Year last year, was 10-3, an ERA a shade over 2. And the 3-2. Ground ball foul, third base side. Fulmer has gone to the full count 6 times in this game. That has driven up the pitch count a bit.
Yeah, both guys have had quite a few 3-ball counts this afternoon. Gausman hasn't had great command either.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. 1 gone. He joined Fox Sports Detroit and the Tigers on May 24th for a very special evening when we honor the armed forces and military veterans. When you purchase a special ticket package, $5 will be donated to the Michigan-based Fallen and Wounded Soldiers Fund. For ticket packages, please visit tigers.com/armed forces. Well, here's Machado now. That was the 5th strikeout of the night or day for Fulmer. Machado is 0 for 2, pop up and a strikeout. 0-1 on Manny. With as much damage as this offense has done for the Orioles in the series, not a whole lot of it's been done by this guy, and he's a great hitter.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that in the series you would have lost all 3 games and you've been able to quiet their best all-around player.
Machado is 0 for his last 12. Fulmer's 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But it really shows and speaks to how deep this Baltimore offense is. We told you earlier that they have 5 guys in their starting lineup today that have hit 30 home runs or more in a season, and whether it be with a different team or not. And several of the guys that have done it more than 1 time. So they have a lot of guys that have a lot of power, and they play in a ballpark that gives up a lot of home runs.
1-2 on Machado. Adam Jones on deck. 4-3. Tigers have the lead. We're in the 5th. And the 1-2.
Here's our high-speed pitch, and it is brought to you by Xfinity. And Michael Fulmer's gotten all the way up to 95 this afternoon, a low of 83. And we've seen him get up to 97 in his very first outing against the Minnesota Twins. As a matter of fact, it was the first pitch he threw in the big leagues.
Machado takes low, 2-2. We're talking about Fulmer being part of that big 2011 draft. There were some huge names drafted that year. Along with Fulmer, Garrett Cole, Lindor, George Springer.
That's a good list.
He gets deeper. Jose Fernandez, Sonny Gray.
Oh, really?
So that 2011 draft, awfully good. Two is hammered in the air toward right center field. That ball is hit well, up and going back. He looks up, and that ball is going to carry out. It's an opposite field home run for Manny Machado.
Tigers just can't hold a lead, man. Every time they score to take the lead, and it really doesn't matter which team it is, they come storming back.
Well, this inning was started by the air by Aviles, and that hurt.
That opened the floodgates.
Machado has hit his 11th home run.
First hit of the series. That's a fastball that is a way that he catches just right, and it's at 95 miles an hour. And there's some wind blowing out in that direction, and it gets up in that jet stream and carries out.
So back and forth we go. It's now 5-4 Baltimore on the Machado 2-run shot. Big swing there by Adam Jones. That snaps an 0 for 12 for Machado. That's some pretty good power the other way to right center. Jones has a double and an RBI. Popped up foul, back out of play. How many home runs is that for them now in the year? That's
54.
Well, he came in with 54, so 55.
55. Which paces the majors.
Warwick Sophold warming up. He made his big league debut last night. Here's the 0-2. It'll get through McCann to the backstop. It goes.
It's a pretty cool story that Trevor had last night on Warwick. And his mom flew 27 hours from Australia to watch his major league debut, and she made it.
Also revisited that story on Tigers Live earlier today for the pregame show, and Sophold went 2/3 of a scoreless inning. Almost hit him, spun him out of there.
If you decide to throw Adam a slider here because he's looking for the slider, you need to make sure you get it away from him.
Low 3-2.
It's one thing I've never really understood about some pitchers, especially guys like Fulmer that have the big arms. when they go inside with that previous pitch fastball, very seldom do they go back in there. They always go right back outside, and the hitters know that.
3-2.
That's why the guys that pitch inside aggressively at this level, whether you have a fastball that's 88 miles an hour or 95 miles an hour, if you're not afraid to pitch inside to keep hitters honest, you can have success up here.
Isn't that encouraged by pitching coaches?
No doubt. I was talking to Rich Doobie about that today, and he said his team overall has done a very good job at pitching inside this year.
Jones gets a walk.
As a matter of fact, I said, I mean, I know you talked about pitching inside at the beginning of the season. How's that going for you? I'm talking to Rich Doobie. And he told me that the Tigers are 6th in baseball at pitching inside.
Really?
I hadn't seen it, but, you know, apparently he's got some numbers that's telling him that. They got numbers for everything these days, man.
Yeah, they sure do. It can be overwhelming sometime. Here comes Brad Ausmus. Looks like Fulmer has reached the end. 98 pitches, the most he has thrown in a big league start this year. Brad taking that slow walk out to the mound. It's 5-4. The Orioles lead on the home run by Manny Machado. Now the signal to the bullpen. And Fulmer will depart. It's a wall side windows pitching change. We'll be back to Baltimore. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet. More than you expect for less than you imagine.
Well, we spoke of this just a moment ago. This was one of the bright spots in last night's game. Warwick Softball making his major league debut. He is from Australia. His mom, Deanne, and she was able to fly here and made it for his major league debut, and there was no issues. He faced 2 batters, and he got both of them out on harmless ground balls, and Mom can take a deep breath.
And the flight was worth it. So Warwick Soppold will come in now with the man on, a run in.
I mean, it's not like flying from, you know, Detroit to wherever to see your son make his major league debut. She had to come all the way from Australia, and she very easily could not have made it because he may have pitched one of the 2 days before she got here.
Yeah, it really was fun to see it work out for Soppold.
Good numbers in the minors. Doesn't walk many. He's got really good control. Doesn't throw hard. In the 30-plus innings he pitched down there, he walked 8, but a real good ERA. The scouting report given by himself says he's a guy that pitches to a lot of contact. He's not going to light up the radar gun. He just wants his defense to work behind him. So expect a lot of strikes here from Ward.
Chris Davis stands in, swings right through it. 0-1.
Is he loose now?
After that last swing, Davis in the ball game will walk a ground out. He has hit safely in 5 in a row as Castellanos now moves to the other side. And McCann goes out to chat with Sopel.
Well, what he's telling him is that if somehow, some way, there is a ball that's hit to the right side of the infield or through the infield, and Adam Jones, who is on first base, if he goes to third base, if you're Ward, you have to be at third because the defense is out of whack right now. In the last couple of years, and we haven't seen it much this year, Mario, because I think a lot of teams are paying attention to it. But in the past, in this kind of shift, and we've seen that guy go to second and then go to third base because nobody's been there.
You know, it's funny because now in spring training, you've got to work on a whole new set of coverages.
Yes.
With all these shifts that they use. It's not basic anymore. 5-4, the Orioles lead in the 2-run homer by Machado. There's Omar Vizquel, who does a lot of that teaching during spring training. 1-1 is low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
We told you Davis's numbers when he gets shifted. And the batting average is .231. And when there is no shift, he does a lot of damage. Nearly .400. Only 2 players in the major leagues get shifted on more than Davis. Ryan Howard and David Ortiz.
Jones no steals this year. The stolen base by Reimold back in the second was just the 5th of the year for this Orioles club. The 2-1. Low, 3-1 on Davis.
Orioles are playing good baseball right now, and so give them some credit, but you wonder if that will hurt them later on in the year, the fact that they don't necessarily manufacture runs. They try to hit everything out of the ballpark. If they find themselves in a very difficult situation facing good pitchers that shut them down, will they be able to manufacture enough runs to win a game?
I would say yes, emphatically yes.
With the home runs?
Yeah, I really believe that, Rod. I think that you have to have teams, and I think the Royals are a great example. They just do so many things. They have great athletic players, and they've been to the World Series each of the last 2 years.
Because they can manufacture.
Right. I think you can go through stretches like the Orioles are right now where you're hitting the long ball and win some games. But over the course of the year, we'll see. I think that'll end up hurting them a little bit.
I mean, 5 stolen bases, that's not even trying.
No. 1-4, so 2 walks following the homer. 2 on, 1 out.
And that's the one thing that you cannot do to the Baltimore team. You cannot give them free passes and put men in scoring position, not for these big power hitters. Saw Gene Lamont going over some signs there, relaying them to James McCann, telling the infielders what they will do with the baseball if these base runners happen to take off from their respective positions. There's James again out there in front of home plate going through the signs again. Make sure everybody's on the same page.
Trumbo has a walk and a flyout. Warwick Sopel up from Toledo.
And Warwick is looking for a ground ball.
Ball 1. Not too many Australians right now in the major leagues. There are a few, along with Sopel. Liam Hendricks of the Athletics, and recently Peter Moylan returned to the Royals, so he's in the major leagues. That's about it. Now the 1-0. Trumbo hammers it foul, back out of play. Sopel says baseball is gaining some popularity in Australia, but it's still behind other sports like Australian rules football, cricket, rugby. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Fastball at 91 up in the strike zone. And that Trumbo couldn't catch up to. That's about the best fastball you're going to see out of Ward. Jim Leland, we told you last night, saw him quite a bit the last couple of years is when he would go down to the minor leagues to watch the minor league players. And he gave Ward a huge endorsement to Brad Ausmus. Skipper probably watching the game right now.
What's up, Skip?
You don't miss much.
2-2 to count. Saw the Skip here before game 1 in Baltimore.
Yeah, then he dipped out.
Important guy.
Places to go, people to see.
That's right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jonathan Scope lurking on deck, and he's been huge in this series.
Al Cateline also on this trip, as he is every year when we come to Baltimore.
Got him, strike 3.
Man, the Trumbo guesses a lot. I've realized that in the 4-game series that we've had a chance to watch him. It's a big at-bat in the game. It's our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. He's keeping it down because he wants to ground ball. And he does go upstairs with a 91-mile-per-hour fastball, and then he finishes him off with a fastball right down the middle. That's the last pitch that Trumbo apparently was looking for.
7 strikeouts for Tigers pitching here this afternoon. Now 1 more big out to get, and that's Jonathan Scope. He has 10 RBIs in this series. And Scope looks at ball 1, up and in. Tigers have out hit the Orioles 10-5, but they trail by a run here in the 5th inning. Scope hammers it foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers bullpen will have to cobble the rest of this game together, but that's going to be the same story for the Orioles. Gosman's pitch count up as well. Orioles got a break last night in that they didn't have to use O'Day and Britton. Gibbons still warming up.
He must be coming in.
Strike on the outer edge to Scope, who didn't like it. 1-2. Jones at second, Davis at first. Here's the 1-2. Little chopper slowly left side of the infield. Avila's charging. Has no play, and that will load the bases.
Everything is going right for Jonathan Scope right now.
It's another hit. 6 in the series for Scope. We'll bring up Alvarez. Double play ball and a fly out for Pedro Alvarez. Jones at third, Davis at second, and Scope at first. Alvarez takes ball 1. They are shifting to the right side of the infield against him. Castellanos, the only guy staying at home at third base. Saupold with the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Pretty good pitch there. Bottom of the strike zone, pulled the string on Alvarez at 85 miles an hour. And just enough to disrupt his timing to get him out on that front foot.
Soppold last pitched on Monday, so the Tigers knew he could give them some extended innings if needed.
Pitched well on Monday too.
Little miss inside, 2-1. Orioles taking a 5-4 lead here in the 5th on the 2-run homer by Machado. They've loaded the bases with 2 outs. And the 2-1. 2-2 on Alvarez. That was pitch number 40 thrown by the Tigers in this inning. Much of it by the starter Michael Fulmer, who was taken out after walking Jones. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball foul. Orioles came in with the best home record in the major leagues, 16-5. Tough to beat here.
And really nobody talking about them across the country. Everybody talking about the Cubbies. Everybody talking about the Boston Red Sox, even though Boston's in 2nd place in this division. They've been getting all the headlines.
Swing and a miss. Alvarez strikes out with the bases loaded, and the Tigers avoid a huge inning.
A little emotion there shown by Ward with a little fist pump.
Like it. We flash back to September 6th of 1995. Cal Ripken Jr. in the day that he broke Lou Gehrig's record of consecutive games played, 21-31, homered against Sean Bosky of the Angels. And that set off a celebration once the game became complete in the 5th inning. And then Cal took that victory lap. It was quite a scene here in Baltimore.
It's one of those moments that if you're a baseball fan, you knew exactly where you were at this particular time. I was fortunate enough to be watching it on TV. And as you mentioned, it was a very emotional moment, not only in Baltimore, but wherever you were watching it.
He would go on to play 2,632 games. Cal Ripken, the Iron Man, to be sure. Well, wall side windows pitching change. Michael Givens is on.
And Givens has a really good earned run average at 2.57. He's not Darren O'Day, but he throws from that same angle as Darren O'Day, that sidearm angle, but he's got a little bit better fastball, a little bit better breaking ball.
Givens slings it, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Man, it's a different look.
They've got 2 right-handers in their bullpen with the same kind of look.
Kinsler takes a strike, 1-1.
And it's one of the reasons why O'Day's so good in the majors. Very few right-handers throw from that slot, that angle that O'Day throws from. So if you're a hitter, you don't see it very often. It's unconventional to you.
Givens, born in Tampa, lives in Tampa.
He's got 93 with his fastball. O'Day's top fastball is about 88, 89. So he's got a little bit more than O'Day.
Soft line drive caught by Machado, 1 out. That'll bring up J.D. Martinez. Givens was a shortstop when he broke into professional baseball. In fact, his first 3 years in pro ball, he played short and did not switch to pitching until 2013.
Usually they send you home when you can't hit the slider.
When you have a pretty good arm like he does, they might hang around a little bit longer.
Mom, be home soon. Can't hit this slider.
No balls, 1 strike. How did you adjust to the breaking balls that you saw professionally when you first started?
I went to Mexico after
Really?
my first year of pro ball. Yep. Dave Dombrowski sent me down to Mexico. And you learn how to hit breaking balls in Mexico because that's all you see. At that time, Dave was like the minor league farm director with the Chicago White Sox. And just starting out his professional career. Roland Heeman was the general manager then. That's what a lot of organizations do, though, Mario. They send you down to Mexico when you're young to learn how to hit the breaking balls because you get so many down in Mexico. And once you do well there, at least back in the day when I was playing, then they would send you to one of the other spots, which were a little bit more challenging, whether it be Dominican or Puerto Rico or Venezuela.
Now, after you learned to hit the breaking ball, did you hang out on the beach down in Mexico at all? Did you play down there?
No, not on the beach.
Ooh, check swing, but he went. 2 gone.
Take a look at Miguel Cabrera's hot and cold zone right here. And I want to point out something to you. That area where it says 111, 190, that's exactly where they've been pitching him the entire series. And Miggy's gotten jammed a few times. He has homered, but that 111 and the 190 have been troublesome for Miguel this year. And he's starting to see a lot more pitches on the inner third of the plate, especially guys that have good fastballs.
Givens gets ahead, strike 1.
Every other area, Miguel does a lot of damage, as we have witnessed over the course of the last number of years.
Now it's 0-2. We've talked how this Orioles bullpen has been the best in baseball, at least over the first month and a half.
It's deep bullpen, too.
Apparently so, because we saw Brock come on last night when O'Day wasn't available, and he pitched well. And now we see Givens here tonight. Here's the 0-2. Miggy sends a ground ball to short, deep in the hole. Machado knows he has time, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Cal Ripken's number 8 on display here outside Camden Yards. 5-4 Orioles.
Game summary. The Baltimore Orioles jumped on Michael Fulmer here in the very first inning with 3 runs. It was a single by Rickard, a double by Jones, and then Scope drove in a couple of runs. The Tigers, and they got on the board in the second. It was a triple by Moya, which played at 1. And then you have Ian Kinsler. He homered in the 4th inning. James McCann also got into the act with a single with 2 outs to drive in a run in the 5th. But here come the Baltimore Orioles once again. They hit lots of homers, and they did that in the 5th. Manny Machado with his first hit of the series, 2-run home run.
So the Orioles going for the sweep, have the lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-4 is our score. Orioles have Nolan Reimold leading it off. Reimold, then Joseph and Rickard facing Warwick Saupold. Here's a strike called. Saupold came out in relief of Fulmer, gave up a walk and an infield single, but struck out 2 batters.
You know, the one thing we heard about him is that he would not be afraid to throw strikes up here. And he doesn't try to overpower the hitters. He works on location, and he works on contact in the first 3 pitches that he throws.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
That's back-to-back strikeouts for Ward. 91 upstairs.
Tiger staff today has 9 strikeouts. Caleb Joseph. Ball 1 to Joseph. He had a big at bat in the 5th inning, hit a ground ball to the shortstop of Aviles, who couldn't backhand it. It went as an error, and 1 batter later, the home run by Machado. And that put the Orioles ahead again. It's just been a seesaw affair here today. Here's the 1-1. Ripped right to the second baseman, Kinsler. 2 gone, time for a game break now. Johnny Kane. All right, Johnny, thanks very much. Joey Rickard will stand in now with 2 outs, nobody on. He tries to drop down a bunt, takes ball 1.
Had a lot of room down toward third base. And Castellanos playing 5-6 steps in back of the cut of the grass.
Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes on the Orioles leadoff man, Rickard. He has struck out a couple of times today, and he's also singled and scored. 10 hits for the Tigers, but they've left 8 men on base. Now the 2-0. Manny Machado waiting on deck. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It's a strike on the inside corner. 3-1. Here's Machado. Here's ball 4. Saupold has walked his second. Hey fans, by the way, you can follow Tigers baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and a whole lot more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Here's Machado, who slammed the 2-run homer to the opposite field off Fulmer in the 5th. Fouled away 0-1.
And good little running fastball there thrown by Sappold at 91 miles an hour on the hands of Machado.
Sappold won a Gold Glove last year.
I didn't know they gave out Gold Gloves in the minors.
Didn't either until I read it a couple of years ago, where guys were starting to get them now in the minor leagues.
Well, that sign you saw right there that he wants Work to throw over to first base.
Erie's pitcher of the year a couple of years ago. That's Double-A for the Tigers when he won 11 games. Ground ball back up the middle. They hadn't played perfectly though. Kinsler will tag the bag for the out. Inning over. No runs, a walk. One man left. Down to the top of the 7th inning at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Final game of the series. Tigers have dropped the first 3. Desperately needing a win coming back home. Next homestand beginning tomorrow against the Twins. Victor Martinez, Nick Castellanos, Justin Upton facing the right-hander Gibbons, who fires one low and in and all the way to the backstop. Gibbons came out in the 6th, got the Tigers 1-2-3. Martinez knocked into a double play in his last at bat. He's 0 for 3. There's the brand new Victor Schiff that Buck Showalter has debuted in this series.
And you just wonder if other teams will start to do it.
Again, way inside, 2-0.
Victor Martinez was beating the Schiff with regularity the first 2.5 games. Then Buck finally took a shortstop and put him out there. And we've seen the shift where there's other people in the outfield on the other side of the diamond, but this is the first time we've seen the shortstop in the outfield on the left side of the infield.
And if you think about it, why not? Because Victor doesn't run all that well. You might as well give yourself as much angle as you can.
And more room. As a matter of fact, when Buck Showalter first employed the shift on Victor, he hit a ball that was probably about 6-7 feet to the left of Manny Machado and hit sharply, and Manny made the play.
2 balls, 1 strike on Victor Martinez. Good pitch right at the knees, 2-2.
I remember a couple of years ago when the Tigers played the Orioles in the postseason, and Rajay Davis was running crazy as far as stealing bases. And Buck Showalter took his first baseman Davis and put him in front of first base, and
Right.
Rajay Davis was really baffled and really slowed down. Rajay couldn't do anything.
The 2-2. Fly ball left field. It'll move Reimold to his left. Victor is 0 for 4 today. One gone here in the 7th. It'll bring up Nick Castellanos. Nick has a double to his credit today, 1 for 3. It came with 1 out in the 3rd, but the Tigers could not get him in. Ball 1 inside to Castellanos.
Gibbons has a lot of arm side run with his fastball at 93 miles an hour. What I mean by that is when he releases that ball, and with his right arm, it runs in on the right-hander's hands. It's got natural movement because of the arm slot he throws from. He's got 95 from that slot.
Well, he came up from Double-A last year where he was Bowie's closer and had 15 saves. And all he did at the major league level was strike out 38 in 30 innings. Here's the 2-0. Inside, 3-0 on Castellanos.
Not only does he throw from that arm slot, but he's got a little deception in his delivery. He's got that high leg kick, and he kind of turns his back and pauses for a moment before delivering the baseball. Take a look at it.
3-1 on Castellanos, taking all the way. Tigers need a base runner. Way inside, he lost him. And the Tigers will get that base runner. Tying run is on. We'll bring up Justin Upton. Buck Showalter trying to get this thing to the 8th inning with the lead when they can unleash Darren O'Day and then Zach Britton.
Yeah, they're both fresh today, and they had last night off.
Upton's had a good day. Single, double, walk, 2 runs scored. And he'll take a strike. Although the double he had in his last at bat was lost in the sunlight by Rickard in right. And the sun peeking through the clouds again. Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1.
And you could tell by the arm slot that Givens throws from, he could be absolutely lethal against right-handed batters. Righties hitting just 176 against him. Left-handers 316. And we might see a left-hander get off the Tigers bench, maybe Saltalamacchia, if they get themselves in a situation where there's a runner in scoring position.
Givens celebrated a birthday a couple of days ago. He turned 26.
Oh, he's just a baby.
Their minor league pitcher of the year last year. Strike called, 1-2 on Justin Upton. Moya will be next. Here's the 1-2. Upton staying alive. 10 Tigers hits in this game. And a few of them for extra bases. A double and a homer for Kinsler. Moya with a triple. Upton a 2-bagger. Castellanos a 2-bagger. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 outs.
After a steady diet of 2-seam fastballs, he threw that frisbee up there, and it appeared to rise in the strike zone, and Upton swung right through that pitch. It's hard to get good depth on a breaking ball when you throw from the arm slot that Givens throws from. Most of your breaking balls just kind of float east to west in the strike zone.
Here is Steven Moya, a triple, a single, and an RBI. 5 hits in his first series after the call-up from AAA Toledo. And he rips one right by the first baseman Davis down the line. Castellanos is on his way to third base. They're going to stop him there. And Moya with another extra base hit. A bullet right by Davis.
Hey, we told you that the batting average against Givens is at .316 against left-handed hitters, and Moya has hit 3 balls today right on the screws. And the first baseman, Davis, wanted no part of this ground ball. He was playing in because he was holding on the base runner, and he olayed this bad boy. He wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he did. So it's another extra base hit.
They get the married men off the infield.
That's a single, double, and triple now in this game for Moya.
Yeah, McCann with already 1 knock today with 2 outs. He'll be looking to do the same thing.
McCann's RBI hit back in the 5th gave the Tigers a 4-3 lead. Now a chance again to put them up. Ball 1. That is 11 Tigers hits now. Six of the 11 extra base hits on the afternoon. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Givens about to throw his 30th pitch in relief. Here's the 1-1. High, ball 2. Dylan Bundy again is warming in the Orioles bullpen. Two-1 to McCann is in there. A strike called.
Yeah, good pitch there by Givens. And a breaking ball and a predictable fastball count. And James McCann couldn't pull the trigger.
Low and in, and the count fills now 3-2. Now along with Bundy, you've got Mattis, who has joined them in the bullpen. Full count here. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Well, the Tigers strand 2 more in scoring position. And still trailed by a run. Coming up the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Jeff Glover and Associates Realtors. Fulmer gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs. He walked 3 and struck out 6. Stephen Moyes had himself a big day, 3 for 4, double, triple, and an RBI. But that bottom note, Rod, is a big one, 3 for 11 wrist.
Well, 7 for 35 in the series, and it's the reason why the Tigers have not won a game in the series against the Baltimore Orioles.
What do we have coming up on the Tigers homestand? Got the Twins coming to town beginning tomorrow night.
Joe Mauer now leading off for the Minnesota Twins.
And then Tampa and the Phillies as interleague play continues with the Phils.
Evan Longoria, the Tampa Bay Rays, just no help in that lineup for him, and that's probably why his batting average is at .241. He doesn't get a whole lot to hit.
We're going to learn about Odubel Herrera, who ranks 6th in the National League in average this year.
They got some good pitchers too, some good young arms in their rotation.
So that's what's coming up on the Tigers' next homestand. The business at hand here is to try and get a victory before they leave town, and they trail. Another big crowd here, actually the biggest crowd of the series, 37,890 today.
Adam Jones getting ready to lead off in this particular inning, and we talked about him yesterday and the fact that some people may not understand how good he has been since the beginning of the 2008 season. No center fielder really ranks higher than him in a lot of categories, especially offensive categories. Hits, doubles, home runs, RBIs. He's won Gold Gloves. He's made All-Star teams. He's an outstanding defensive player. He's a good baseball player. Former #1 draft choice of the Seattle Mariners.
And Jones will get it started here in the bottom of the 7th. Jones, Davis, and Trumbo, 3, 4, and 5 in Buck Showalter's lineup.
Jones still playing position where sometimes you have to move to one of the corners when you've been a center fielder your entire career. He's closing in on 9 years at that position, and usually you have to move to one of the corners and give that center field position up to a guy that's a little bit faster, more agility.
No signs of slowing down, though. Really, among center fielders last year, only Mike Trout had more RBIs in the American League.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good indeed. 2 balls and no strikes. Adam Jones has been to the All-Star game 5 times. Here's the 2-0. Hammered toward right center field. That ball is going to get down, a base hit. And Jones has his second hit, leadoff single in the 7th. That'll bring up Chris Davis. Davis on base twice in this game, both times via the walk. Warwick Suffold came out in the 5th inning in place of the starter Fulmer. There's ball 1 low. More action in the Tigers bullpen after that leadoff single by Adam Jones. It's a 1-run game right now.
And it's very important that the Tigers keep it at a 1-run game because Darren O'Day is getting hot. He will pitch the 8th. And if he's successful, then they've got Zach Britton for the 9th. And you're hoping that 1 run is the only deficit you have to come back from because these guys don't give up much.
There's O'Day.
They got 2 right-handers in their bullpen that throw from underneath. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Not in the same pen.
Not
no.
2.
Castellanos has moved over now to the right side of the infield. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 on Davis. Trumbo will be next. 5-4 the Orioles lead. We're in the 7th. Leadoff single by Adam Jones.
Mickey trying to push Adam off the base. Better be careful. Wayne Kirby will get him. First base coach.
He was messing with Kirby a little earlier in the game.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was messing with him, grabbing his jersey. 1-2. Davis steps out. Outfield playing deep on Chris Davis. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out. Big out there, one gone.
It's the second strikeout that DeWark has gotten here today, and both have come on fastballs above the belt buckle.
Tigers pitching today with 10 strikeouts. Here's Mark Trumbo. Tigers scored early in this game, getting a run in the first, but the Orioles answered with 3, and we've just gone back and forth since. Tigers today have had a couple of leads, but each time the Orioles have come right back.
Yeah, the Orioles have put up crooked numbers. And Tigers have been able to push one across in the first, the second, the fourth, and the fifth.
Steven Moya, big day. Trumbo takes a rip. 0-1.
Trumbo, a career .253 hitter, hitting .314 so far this year. OPS way up. Homering every 12 at bats.
That'll miss low and away. 1-1. Trumbo was acquired from Seattle in a December trade and has found Camden Yards to his liking. An 11-game streak in the month of April. Got out to a really good start. Pretty much has continued that here in the month of May.
So he enjoyed Christmas twice in December. When they told him he was leaving Seattle to come to Baltimore, that was like Christmas.
Woohoo! Going from that ballpark to this one. 1-1. 2-1 on Trumbo. Just kind of goes to show how tough this game can be, because he had a 3 or 4 year stretch in Anaheim where he looked like he was going to be a superstar.
34, 32 homers, hit 36 in the minors one year. So he's got true power.
The 2-1. Tapped slowly right in front of the plate. Sapol will handle it. Trumbo is out. That'll advance the runner with 2 gone. Now Jonathan Schoop. Schoop has had 2 more hits. A 2-run single highlighted their first inning. Talked about Sapol being from Australia. Schoop is from Curacao, that Dutch Caribbean island that has produced a few big leaguers. He'll take a ball outside.
Yeah, the game has gone quite global. You've got the players from everywhere these days.
In Curacao, Schoop grew up playing ball with And Drelton Simmons, the Angels shortstop. There have been a few guys, though, that have done some pretty good work in the big leagues. Andrew Jones. Here's the 1-0. Ripped to third. Oh, what a play there by Castellanos. And he'll throw him out.
Look what I found.
Castellanos threw the glove out to the left and made a sparkling play. This is all skill right here.
You know it. You know it.
Tigers baseball presented by Belt Tire. By a run despite posting 11 hits, but they've left 10 men on base. And we've got a defensive change at third base. It'll be Ryan Flaherty taking over for Pedro Alvarez.
And Flaherty came into the contest last night as a defensive replacement very late.
So they'll tighten up defensively down at third. Saltalamacchia has picked up a bat. He's going to face Darren O'Day.
Darren O'Day is one of the best eighth inning guys in our sport and has been for the last number of years. He checks in this year with 6 holds, a 1.88 ERA. The whip just a shade over 1. He's stingy. He doesn't walk many, only 4 of those, and he's punched out 18. Top fastball about 88 miles an hour, and he's got a little bit of a slurve that he uses for his breaking ball.
Saltalamacchia, Kinsler, and J.D. Martinez facing the right-hander. O'Day slings it home low, 1 ball to no strikes. Saltalamacchia is batting for Mike Aviles. 7 home runs this year. The 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes on Saltalamacchia. O'Day pitching in games 1 and game 2 in this series. The 2-0 is in for a strike. 2-1 on Saltalamacchia.
Yeah, a little backdoor breaking ball there thrown by O'Day at 78 miles an hour. He started that ball well off the plate outside. It somehow caught the outside corner. And you're going to go with that same pitch. Front door breaking ball this time.
Swing and a miss.
Check that. 86. That's his heater.
Tigers now have left 33 men on base in this series with their 10 more today. Here's the 2-2 swing and a strikeout.
He fell behind Jared Saltalamacchia, 2 balls and no strikes, and came back and got him on 3 consecutive pitches. A breaking ball and then upstairs with 2 fastballs at 86.
One away, back up to the top of the order now, Ian Kinsler. Ian in the ball game with a home run and a double. Homer to the 4th to tie the game at 3 at that point. That's in for a strike. Infield fairly straight on Kinsler. His home run was his 7th of the year. Swing and a miss. Alex Wilson now warming in the Tigers bullpen. He was up earlier. Kyle Ryan no longer throwing. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss to strike him out. O'Day has punched out 2 here in the 8th. So here's J.D. Martinez. Right-handers this year batting .206 against O'Day. Actually, lefties are worse, .200.
Not a comfortable at bat either way.
No, doesn't appear to be that way.
That's why they gave him 4 years this offseason. They knew how valuable he was to their bullpen the last couple of years. And setting up for Zach Britton. You don't see setup men getting 4-year contracts.
That's a good point. Now that you mention it, those usually go to the closers or the starters.
Right. And if the Baltimore Orioles didn't give it to him, somebody else was going to give it to him.
0-1 on J.D. Martinez. Single and a walk in this game for J.D. Checked it. He didn't go. For his career, righty's batting just .194 against O'Day. 1 ball, 1 strike. Up and in. 2-1. Orioles went ahead on the 2-run home run by Manny Machado in the 5th inning. That was off of Fulmer, who then walked the next batter, and that was it in the 5th for Fulmer. Here's the 2-1. In there, a strike call. The second time that J.D. has had a quizzical look on his face, like he's not agreeing with that strike call from Kellogg. Now the crowd getting back into it. Almost 38,000 in attendance here today in Baltimore. Here's the 2-2. Checked it. Did not go. Boom, says the crowd. 3-2. Buck Showalter's got a few choice words as well. Aimed at Mark Wegner at first base. That could have been called there.
Yeah, got away with one there, I think. They need a few breaks, though.
3-2 with Cabrera waiting on deck. High fly ball, deep left center field. Jones going back, still going back to the wall, and it's gone! A home run! J.D. Martinez has tied the game. 5-5.
Boy, did they get a break on that strike call. That was not called a strike.
And all Buck Showalter can do is shake his head.
And Buck might get kicked out of this one.
What a huge knock for J.D. Martinez.
And that's the first time that he's ever been able to put the ball in play basically against O'Day.
Sixth home run of the year has brought the Tigers back even at 5. Here is Cabrera. And he drives one toward left field. That ball is hit well, and that ball is gone.
Back to back.
It's a line drive home run, and the Tigers have taken the lead.
That was a laser.
6-5 Detroit on 2-out back-to-back home runs off O'Day.
He had only given up 1 home run all year. Tigers touching him up for 2 here in the 8th.
Oh, some life finally on that Tigers bench. All it takes is a break, and the Tigers got one on that 3rd strike, what should have been to Martinez. Or at least close enough to call it, but back-to-back home runs. .6-5 Tigers.
And it's back-to-back days that Miguel Cabrera has homered, so it's good to see him getting his legs back underneath him and hitting for more power.
Stunning here after back-to-back strikeouts.
Here's JD's home run. That's into the bullpen.
So the Tigers get a pair here. In the top of the 8th, they go up 6-5. And there's the ball missing low and away to Victor Martinez. Victor in the ball game is hitless, reaching on a fielder's choice in his first at bat. Here's the 1-0 from O'Day, and it's outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
And Miggy jumped on that first 2-seam fastball, running in on his hands. He pulled his hands close to his body, and that ball about 25 feet off the ground on a line into the first row. Baseball is a funny game, isn't it?
It's crazy.
I mean, this crowd was up cheering after 2 strikeouts, and he had 2 strikes on J.D. Martinez. They were trying to root him on for that 3rd strike, and then all of a sudden back-to-back homers.
And he's being extremely careful here to Victor Martinez. He's gone 3-0. With Castellanos waiting on deck.
It's a big hit there for J.D. as well, who had been really going through it in the month of May, and really since he's been in that number 2 slot.
Here's the 3-0 pitch, and he'll take ball 4.
It's the 3rd time the Tigers have gone back-to-back this season. The Orioles have done it 6 times already this year.
And they will take O'Day out of the ball game. Bundy, the right-hander, will take over with Castellanos 2 up. Tigers showing some life here. They have 13 hits. They've hit back-to-back homers and lead 6-5 here in the 8th. We'll be back.
5 in the top half of the 8th inning, and here's a look at the 2 home run balls, one by JD and the other by Miguel Cabrera.
Just the break and the spark the Tigers needed. Cabrera's was a line drive home run into row 1, just deep enough. And now here is Castellanos facing Dylan Bundy. They foul it off 0-1.
And big time prospect in the Orioles system. As a matter of fact, their number 2 prospect is Bundy, and pitching to a 2.25 ERA in the 9 games that he's been in.
Castellanos a double and a walk in this game. Tigers had their first lead since the 5th inning when they surrendered the 2-run homer to Machado to put them up. The Orioles, that is. 13 Tigers hits. That floats in for a strike from Bundy. One and 2. Bundy 4th overall in the 2011 draft. And that one missed high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bundy had Tommy John back in 2013. Here's the 2-2. Low, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Castellanos. Waiting on deck is Justin Upton. Runner goes on 3-2, swing and a miss to strike him out. That'll be it for the Tigers, but a big inning for Detroit. 2 out, nobody on. JD goes deep. Homering off Darren O'Day, his 6th of the year. And then Miggy follows back-to-back jacks. Tigers up by a run. Score. Darren O'Day was not happy. In between innings, he was letting the first base umpire Mark Wegner know about it.
Well, he probably had a chance to go in and take a peek at what he thought was strike 3 to Nick Castellanos, and So he's just out blowing a little steam.
Tigers have a whole host of changes. Most importantly on the mound, it's Alex Wilson.
And Wilson pitching in his 13th game. He has 3 holds, a 4.63 ERA, 9 strikeouts, 3 base on balls. And by Wilson pitching the 8th here, I guess that means Justin Wilson will pitch the 9th if the score stays the same, would be my guess.
Upton moves to left. Ghost is in the game in center. Iglesias is in the game at short. Here's a drive down the left field line. That ball is slicing, and it's foul. Oh, man.
It's a bandbox, man. I mean, Flaherty, he don't have much power. And he missed by an eyelash of hitting the opposite field line drive home.
That qualifies as bandbox. Right up against the wall. It's 333 down that left field line.
He's got no homers this year and nearly hitting one the opposite way.
Flaherty, Reimold, and then Joseph. Little tapper foul to first base. No balls, 2 strikes. Tip of the cap to Warwick Saupold, who kept the Orioles off the board. In the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th, gives way to Wilson here in the 8th. Here's the 0-2. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Romine is also coming to the game. He's playing third base. So quite a few changes for the Tigers defensively. Just off the inside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, he's got a reason to smile today. He's got a big smile today, Mario. Let's hope after the game everybody's smiling.
I'll miss outside 3-2. Well, I'd be grinning right now if I had a single, double, and triple, which is what Moya did today.
All 3 of them hit extremely hard. Now he's going to put his show shades on.
The show shades.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-2. Ground ball right to the second baseman, Kinsler, 1 out. They'll bring up Nolan Reimold. Reimold strikeouts in each of his last 2 at bats. Infield single, stolen base way back in the 2nd. First one, it drops in for a strike, 0-1. Zach Britton starting to warm. Wilson came on a pitch in game 1 of this series in the 7th inning and gave up a couple of hits that were off the end of the bat. Ended up giving up 3 hits. That was the game the Orioles came back from a 5-0 deficit. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 on Reimold. Joseph on deck. Now Matt Wieters has moved on deck in place of Joseph. Here's the 2-1. Strike call. 2-2 on Nolan Reimold.
Real good location with that 91-mile-per-hour 2-seam fastball thrown there by Wilson. He's got good command to that side of the plate, whether it be with that 2-seamer, his cutter, or every now and then he'll drop the breaker in there. Gives him a little bit more depth. And going back with another fastball, though.
And he got him, strike 3.
Ooh, you cannot throw back-to-back pitches any better than the 2 that he just threw there to Nolan Reimel. Wonderful location. Mr. Foxtrot agrees.
That is 11 Tigers strikeouts for their staff today. Wieters for Caleb Joseph. Wieters hit a 2-run homer in last night's game. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Bouncing ball right off of Wilson. It'll roll to Iglesias. He'll get the out, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. We are headed to the 9th in Baltimore. The Tigers trying to hold on to a 6-5 lead and avoid the sweep at the hands of the Orioles. Tigers have gotten a couple of big home runs late in this game. Back-to-back homers by J.D. Martinez and Miguel Cabrera.
Speaking of home runs, Carlos Beltran of the New York Yankees hit his 400th career home run today. That's quite a feat.
What a great player, man. He's been around a long time.
Switch hitter with power. Started his career as a center fielder.
Dylan Bundy is still out there in a 1-run game. Tigers have the lead. Matt Wieters stays in the game and does the catching. Here's the 0-1. Upton sends it back out of play. 6 runs, 13 hits for the Tigers, 5 runs on 7 hits for the Orioles. Tigers have K-Rod starting to warm up in their bullpen. The 0-2 is a bouncing ball left side to Machado. J-Up is out, 1 gone. Here's Francisco. Right now, if it stays this way, he'll try and protect a 1-run lead against the top of the order for the Orioles. Here's Iglesias, his first at bat of the ball game, and he takes ball 1. Tigers have pounded out 13 hits in this game. So the offense waking up here this afternoon. Iglesias is in Moya's old spot on the lineup. Here's the 1-1 swing and a miss. Dylan Bundy, born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 23 years old. Slice to right field. And that's going to be run down by Rickard.
In the 8th inning, the Tigers' first 2 hitters struck out on fastballs up. Saltalamacchia punched out, and then there was another strikeout, and then this call right here. It's a check swing that was not called a strike by the first base umpire. The next pitch traveled into the Baltimore Orioles bullpen to tie the score, and the very next pitch, a 2-seam fastball down to Miguel Cabrera, put the Tigers in the lead.
Here is James McCann with 2 outs. Miggy stealing JD's book. JD doesn't want anybody looking at that book.
No, you can't even look in. You can't look in there. You think he's going to give the first base umpire a little credit? Check swing. I might have went, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I got another swing.
Put that in your book. Here's the 0-1 to McCann. 0-2. RBI single for McCann back in the 5th. 6-5. Tigers late in the 9th. And a swing and a miss. And McCann will be tagged out for the final out. 1, 2, 3. Go the Tigers. Hang on. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Francisco Rodriguez trying to save a 1-run game. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. Last call for the Orioles. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers need 3 outs to avoid the sweep. And their closer, Francisco Rodriguez, is on.
Rodriguez looking for his 9th save. He's blown just 1 this year. That was his very first save of the year on opening day down in Miami. And the earned run average continues to inch its way down. It sits at 4.63 as we speak.
Joey Rickard will lead things off. Top of the order coming up here for the Orioles.
That bottom note was fascinating. He's only pitched 3 innings since May 1st. May 1st.
Tigers haven't had too many leads. one here today.
Wilson will get a hold if Rodriguez is able to finish it off. It won't be easy. Top of the lineup.
The 0-1 is in for a strike, and now 0-2. Rickard has a single, a walk. He has also struck out twice in this game. Machado will be next, and then Adam Jones. Just a little bit high. 1-2 on Rickard. Bouncing ball left side, foul. Francisco Rodriguez will have to go through the top three. Two and two, the count on Rickard. Francisco needs 8 saves to get to the, actually 6 saves to get to the 400 plateau in his career. Here's the 2-2 coming home. Popped up foul, back out of play. Been a back and forth ball game all day long. Warwick Soppold did some really good work out of the bullpen, keeping it a 1-run game until the Tigers got the back-to-back homers in the 8th. He got him, strike 3. Caught him looking, and Rickard is out of there. 1 gone.
Pretty good at bat there by Rickard. Yeah, Rodriguez had to throw him everything. The 4-seam fastball, the 2-seam fastball, and then he finally finished him off with a really good changeup at 77 that stayed right above the belt buckle on the inner third of home plate. Rickard did not agree with it, but it was a strike.
Now Machado, who hit a 2-run homer in the 5th. He'll miss low. 1 ball, no strikes. That home run Machado hit in the 5th inning snapped an 0-for-12 slump. One-run saves in this ballpark about as stressful as you can get. Here's the 1-0 pitch to third base on 1 hop. Easy play, Romine. 2 gone. Check in with Trevor Thompson now with a preview of today's Tigers Live.
Mario, you'll find no bigger Tiger fan right now than me. I'm telling you, I'm not to be selfish. It's not about me, but I'm going to get a little selfish. We really need to talk about a win post-game in Tigers Live inside that clubhouse after the way this road trip has gone. So it'll be nice if K-Rod can finish this off, get the save, and we can talk to Brad and the boys about closing this road trip on a high note if they can get this win and close it off. So that's what we'll be looking forward to on Tigers Live when this one's over right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Up to you guys for now.
All right, Trev, thanks. Well, just one more out to get. It's Adam Jones stepping in.
Go ahead and be selfish, Trevor.
Jones a single, a double, a walk, and an RBI. And he looks at a ball outside, 1-0. 6-5 Tigers, 2 outs in the 9th. Rodriguez struck out Rickard and got Machado to ground out. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Jones had a big rip. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers 1 out away from their 16th win of the season. They're trying to stop a 7-game win streak for the Orioles.
And a team that has the best record at home. And the Orioles have already won 16 games right here at Camden Yards this year. More than any other team in the big leagues.
1-1 pitch is low. 2-1. Swing and a miss again. Another big rip by Jones. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, a couple of those really slow breaking balls that Adam Jones has about screwed himself into the ground and trying to tie the score. You don't have to throw Adam a strike here. He will chase. If you make it inviting enough, he'll swing at it.
K-Ron with the 2-2. Here it is. Just got a piece of it.
Emergency hack there by Adam Jones. And looking for something off speed and got the 89-mile-per-hour fastball and still able to get a piece of it. You might want to come back after that swing right there. You might want to come back with the same fastball to see if Adam is still thinking about a breaking ball here with 2 strikes.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Yep, he might get a strikeout looking right here to end the game.
Ground ball towards short. Should do it. Iglesias has it. And the Tigers avoid the sweep with a win here in Baltimore today.
It sure is going to be nice to have a happy flight. Look at those boys bounce out of the dugout, man. It's been a while since they've bounced out of the dugout like that.
First major league win for Warwick Suppold, who came on in relief and did outstanding work. And the Tigers hold on to win this one 6-5.
Nice job by Rodriguez. 1, 2, 3.